What's up, everybody? Noon Eastern Standard, right on time, as always. In the middle of your Thursday, coming at you. Full day so far, full day ahead. Hope everyone's doing well out there today. Now, before we get into our continuing series, this might be the longest series ever on WPIG, honestly, going through the John Rambo and Howard response video. Someone somehow found a video of what I'm doing with my AI on the nights that I do Delta 8. It's wild, okay? Check this out. This. I don't know how they got the video of this, but this is the kind of prompts I'm working with on Friday nights. Let's see if you're on my level.
Computer, generate 8-foot-tall Futanari versions of Bryce Dallas Howard and Eva Green. Reprogram to give them severe maternal instincts, but make them think that having sex with someone is the same as protecting them. Alter their perception to make them think that I am their son. Disengage safety protocols and run program.
That's what I'm working with. So how about you? Are you working to that level? Because if you're not, get on my level. Disengage safety protocols. It's pretty hype. That's the key. Sometimes people leave that out. They disengage safety protocols. Then you get this watered down shit. You always got to disengage safety protocols. Okay? Always. Never forget that. Big ups, Nibbity. While Chew is away, the colors will play. Thank you, Nibbity. Legend. Thanks for playing along today as well. All right, let's get to it. So let's recap where we are on this series so far. Last week, we got into the money side of things, and then we got into the Project 7 side of things. Well, you might think we're done Project 7 side of things, but oh no. There is a looming, bulging magmus problem we have to deal with still, and that is a magmus. I'm just making up words here now. The thing we have to deal with next is the t-shirts. The Project 7 t-shirts. How were they handled by DSP? What problems were caused? How did this break up a friendship? That's what we're going to find out now. Here we go. The Project 7 t-shirts.
Okay. Now, please, for the love of God, let's get to the fucking t-shirts.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I just said.
Maybe that's not even true. Maybe it's not true, but that's how it comes off.
See? Yeah.
And that's what you're expressing to other people.
Howard goes to the extreme. Phil has no respect for his friends or his family. And then John says, oh, that's probably not true, but that's how it comes off. Wait, what?
What?
Who's poisoning the well?
He said that's how it... What?
Which is the theme we've been talking about. There's a circle of friends. Someone's poisoning the well. Gee, I wonder.
People.
He said that's what it comes off as. So Rambo gave the facts.
Which is the theme we've been talking
Yeah, also, thank you, big guy. Just remember as well, that remember we started this Project 7 thing. Phillip said the only way they're going to make money is from t-shirts and DVDs. So these t-shirts were, once again, the only way they were going to make real money. Anyone but DSP was going to make money. Just to be clear. Here we go.
talking about. There's a circle of friends.
Let me hear this again, though.
And then John says, oh, that's probably not true, but that's how it comes up.
Let's hear how this is started here.
It's pretty obvious what happened in this situation. What the fuck are you talking about? Millions of views. Oh, and just start giving you money.
Oh, come on.
We didn't want the money. We're quitting because we have personal reasons. If they had said, hey, Phil, we want money, they would have got paid. Right? It's just ridiculous.
So you have to directly ask.
I'll give you money from what I'm earning outside of Project 7. I'm okay with that. You guys put a lot of work into the series. Great. I understand that. But you're asking for money that doesn't exist. You weren't entitled to because we didn't have an agreement in place about that. So why would I just start giving you money? It didn't make any sense. The money was coming on the back end. If we continued with the series,
and what
there
else?
would have been DVD sales. There would have been T-shirt sales, which we're going to talk about in a minute. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And then he's like, he's coming in to my house, looking at statues in a car, and he's pissed at me. You're pissed at me for what? Did you not see my channel? My channels? At that point, I have multiple.
He's saying it's just a little bit of a not good feeling when you realize that you are spending extravagantly on things you don't need, while Howard knows this whole time he's not paying the guys that really work hard a fucking cent. You can see how that would make you feel not so great about the situation.
YouTube channels, millions upon millions of views, not Project 7 views. All my other content was making those views.
Yep.
It's ludicrous what he's saying here.
Okay. Well, it definitely is ludicrous.
It's absolutely ludicrous what he's saying here. Okay? And then he, oh, you have no respect for your friends or your family. Why? Because I bought statues?
Well, it seems like you might not respect your friend's time that much.
My money that I earned with my videos? What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, by the way, we're going to another convention next week that I arranged for, and I'm paying for the hotel room and the gas for, so, oh, you'll come into that, right?
Yeah, because you need a driver. Okay.
Like, what the fuck?
Okay.
Anyway, it's pretty obvious. I don't think that I even have to say the word. People in the stream chat have already said it about 1 million times what actually happened in the situation. Okay?
What word is it?
Now, please, for the
not balls enough to say it yourself?
love of God, let's get to the fucking t-shirts.
That's
Not brave enough, not
and
balls
maybe that's
enough.
not even true. Maybe it's not true, but that's how it comes off.
Yes.
See?
And that's what
You
you're
see that?
expressing to other people.
Howard goes to the extreme. Phil has no respect for his friends or his family. And then John says, oh, that's probably not true, but that's how it comes off. Wait, what? Who's poisoning the well? Which is the theme we've been talking about. There's a circle of friends. Someone's poisoning the well. Gee, I wonder.
People, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're not.
How do you think people feel?
You're not thinking about other. You're not thinking about others and how it, affects them.
Yeah.
Nobody. No. It's the thing is nobody's jealous. Nobody's nothing. It's when people make money. One person makes money off the back of everybody else.
And on top of you're putting videos out there, we're going, I did that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I came up with that, and it's like, no, you
Doesn't
didn't.
feel so good,
See,
huh?
now they mix the two things. Well, is it about money or is it about who did the credit? Now they're mixing the issues.
Now he's trying to add a little confusion to the mix here. DSP is by saying like, oh, I don't even know what they're talking about anymore.
And that's where again they do this. They change the timeline, mix the issues. Now you're confused.
Why not
well,
both?
If this one thing happened, then the money thing is true. You can't.
What?
You have two different issues with me, then have the two different issues. Don't say, oh, they're the same issue. They're not. He's
They are
mixing
the same
two to try to
issue.
make
It's
me look
both.
Even worse.
Okay.
I wasn't making money on a project. They want money from it. I'll give it to you anyway. Just tell me you want it.
It's
No,
both.
We won't do that though. It's a history of passive aggressiveness. It's over the years. These guys had issues that they had with me. They didn't tell me, or if they did tell me, we hashed it out, and immediately we were supposed to be okay. They said they were fine. Next thing I know, they still hate me behind the scenes.
Remember, one of those issues they had was, hey, Phil, I need money. Can I get my money from Project 7? And Phillip gave it to him. Now, remember, Phillip says that was not Project 7 money at all, but to Rambo at this point, he thinks it is.
Well, how do I know that? They never said
And still to this day, Rambo thinks it is.
anything. And again, I'm not trying to say I'm innocent. I'm not. I made a lot of fucking mistakes. This money issue is bullshit. This never was an issue. It easily could have been resolved. This is
If
something
they came to you and directly said, hey, we want money.
that they created. They created the issue behind the scenes, and then they just propagated this negativity with all of their circle of friends, whatever that means.
Yeah, having friends that talk, yeah.
They just kept circling around with hatred and bad feelings and never told me. I can't do things that I can't fix an issue I doesn't know exists. I'm not psychic. They wanted me to be psychic. They wanted me to be like, oh, Phil is filthy rich, and he's just
You got to be real direct.
gonna start throwing money left and right all over the place because we worked on a project with him. Like, no, that's not how. All right, let's continue.
These guys
You got to be extremely direct.
worked hard to put that together.
No, tomorrow, Trina.
Worked hard to put that together.
Getting a headache.
DSP is off Friday and Saturday, so we're going to do both those days, I think. But I'll let you know, of
We
course.
come up with that. All right, so let's get back to the shirts thing.
Finally.
This is
The shirts.
I want to get this out of the
So,
way before I split the
We
part.
get together
Oh.
and we decide let's make t-shirts.
Go ahead.
So we all put money together, and I'm gonna throw out the figure. It was about $900.
I just said that.
Okay.
So
I had no idea.
$300 per person.
Oh, you're trying to add some believability to his story? I just said that, by the way. Like you didn't check beforehand to make sure the number is right.
We put
Wrong. $900. Here's what happened. We met at the cafe. We had the ideas, right? We
Yep.
did the initial filming. We met at the cafe again, had more ideas for episode 2. During the initial work on episode 1, all of a sudden, Respect the Pack sends me these logos. I didn't ask for them. They just sent them to me. I said, what are these? They said, oh, these are the t-shirt logos that Howard wants.
Yeah?
What?
Remember, Phillip started the story with this is how we're going to make money. So Howard was trying to be proactive in this and make shirts.
Oh, these are the t-shirt logos that Howard's talking to them about making because we're going to sell t-shirts. Huh?
Yeah, because remember, Phillip brought that up as the only way we're going to make money.
We didn't even discuss this. We didn't have any ideas for logos. Nothing. He was behind the scenes talking to Respect the Pact about making these shirts. And then he basically told them to make them. So they sent these to me, right? Here's some t-shirt designs that you guys can sell. I didn't even know they were doing this. I had no clue they were making these logos.
They're trying to be proactive.
Not pictured here. There's 4 or 5 of them. Another one is me holding the Xbox 360 controller upside down like this, looking like a buffoon. You know, there's a few different designs.
That's the buffoon design.
I purposely said, no, if we're going to do shirts, let's go with the designs that have all of us or our character that we created together, Deathface. Actually, it's not true. I created Deathface for the original Project 7, but then we redesigned him for Project 7, the reboot, and that was a work of art.
Still wants to get credit for that.
All of us. But I said, we're going to sell merch. It's going to be merch that's all of us together. It's not going to be just me on the shirt. I want it to kind of be all of us collectively because it's all of our work together, right?
Okay. I don't want to pay you, but I want to pay you in exposure. Makes sense? I want you to get payment by being on the shirts. That'll help pay the bills.
So, I get these logos from Respect the Pact. I was tasked with figuring out where to make shirts. Not them. I was. My job to do this. So I'm looking
Yeah, you're the one doing the least work, by the way. Just want to be clear on that.
all over the internet and actually Respect the Pact that said, I heard there's a sale at this place called Vistaprint. Now, incidentally,
So it looks like Respect the Pack found the place. Go
I
ahead.
bought business cards from Vistaprint before. I like the quality of their work. So I went ahead and I went to Vistaprint. I created the shirts myself.
So it turns out that Respect the Pack found out the shirt sales per place. So there you go. There goes all that work down the drain, Phillip. So Respect the Pack did the work. Go ahead.
The logos that were made by Respect the Pact. And I bought the shirts. Okay? I did. $900 out of my pocket went to the
Now remember, guys, just to be clear, the business cards with the address were not true. That was debunked. They actually did not exist with the address on them. That is in one. That being said, where we looked at that, the actual ones do not have the address. Okay, they do not. It was his P.O. box was the address on the business cards. Okay, that is I thought it was true too for many years, but it wasn't true. Someone showed the proof of it, and there you go. So there you go. Iwamoto says, all they had to do was beg me for money on their knees. That's cool to handle. That's a way to handle friends, right? Make sure they beg you for the money they are earning. Magic Short Bus says, if they asked for money, would he have given it? Yes, I think then he would have. Or if they all kind of said, let's get some money as a group thing, he might want to say, well, guys, I'm not making any money, okay? Just letting you know. So then he wouldn't have to pay them. So who knows? But
shirts. Okay? The shirts show up. They look all right. They're not great. As you can see, they're not full color shirts. Back then, they didn't do full color shirts.
A long time ago,
This is before Teespring. And so these shirts are at my place, and we determine what we're going to do is John's going to try to sell these on his website where he's already selling T-shirts for his show. John Rambo Presents the Show. It's his podcast. But we're also going to take these T-shirts along with us to conventions.
Yes.
Okay? To sell. So at the time, there's a discussion. All right, well, Phil already bought the shirt, so who wants in? I already bought them. Who wants in on this investment that I've already fronted all the money for? Howard says, I want in. I'll pay $300.
Yes.
John says, I can't do that. I can't afford it.
Okay.
So John was never involved with the shirts, the money making of the shirts or anything like that. It was only Howard who had invested this $300. Okay?
Okay, remember this is going to show how Phillip did nothing wrong here. Keep that in mind. Okay, so we have $900 shirts that Phillip's paid for. Remember, he's making all the money from Project 7, and he promised them this is how they would make money. OJ decides to pay $300 to get in on the ground floor.
So essentially, it was a $600-300 cut. I was going to
so why did they have to pay anything at all?
2/3 of the profit. Howard was going to get a third. Of course, keep in mind, I'm still paying for all kinds of trips and things, so it's a wash. I don't really care about the profits from the shirts. I just wanted something to sell so we could have something tangible the fans could have because they like the series, right? Okay, let's continue.
Right. Okay, please.
The money together. Then we start figuring out, we go to these conventions, we do this, this, and that. The T-shirts aren't selling. So whatever, I'm going to cut my losses. I don't give a shit. Right?
You heard what he just said. The T-shirts aren't selling. All right, whatever. I'm going to cut my losses. I don't give a shit. So that's the end of the story, right? There's no more T-shirts involved. That's it. That's the
If you choose to make them a money-making venture in the future, then he might be back interested again.
end.
Okay.
Comes up to us, we're talking about it. He's saying we're not making any money. We sold only a few T-shirts.
Yes.
Because when you thought about it, once you sold the T-shirts, you were going to make a decent amount in profit. So we're not making any money. So we're just going to have to cut our losses. Whatever. At that point, I accept that.
Okay, wait.
Now,
Phillip said, look at this again.
Decent amount in profit. So we're not making any money. So we're just going to have to cut our losses. Whatever. At that point.
Who said this?
Because when you to us, we're talking about it. He's saying we're not
talking about it. He said that, okay?
making any money. We sold only a few T-shirts. Because when you thought about it, once you sold the T-shirts...
So they made the decision to not move forward with the T-shirts and cut our losses, okay?
We're going to make a decent amount in profit.
Yeah.
So we're not making any money. So we're just going to have to cut our losses. Whatever.
Yes.
At that point, I accept that. Now, he leaves here. He leaves Connecticut and he moves to Seattle. He gets to Seattle. He starts doing this Project 7 reboot thing that he's doing.
Yes,
Making
that's for
videos, doing
Patreon.
all this stuff. Then I start finding out that he's reselling T-shirts.
Yes.
This is, by the way, this is all wrong. Not even correct order
Pre-bunk.
of anything. Not even close to what really happened. What we have on the screen right here, which you probably cannot read, is what was actually on my Patreon at the time. Pledge $100 or more per month. Patreons or patrons who donate $100 or more a month will receive one of the remaining Project 7 T-shirts from their limited run in 2012. Supplies and pictures are very limited, so the first come, first serve.
Yes.
Okay, and I said free shipping worldwide.
Due to the amount of the donation, the shipping will be free worldwide.
And then a personalized video. I will autograph the shirt. Yada 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 yada. Okay, a bunch of stuff was.
So you're going to make money from the shirt because they do a high Patreon pledge. That makes sense. Keep going.
Included. It was a patron perk that you could get a T-shirt along with it.
After they give you $100. Correct. Keep going. I'm following so far.
Originally, it was $100. Later on, it was lowered to dramatically less, to $20, I believe. It was either 20 or 30. In which case, I was losing money. I'm not kidding. Again, here we go again. Me losing money. Had these shirts up as a Patreon perk, and the cost to ship them worldwide, which was supposed to be included with the cost of the perk, was more than the cost of the shirt.
You have done that yourself.
So you have people pledging $20, $30, and it was costing me $40, $50 to ship it worldwide. So I stopped.
You have done that yourself.
Okay.
Doing that too. I actually just stopped doing it entirely. I said I'm not going to do this anymore.
And it's very bullshit to imagine $100 pledge and you're losing money on shipping a shirt anywhere in the fucking world. Where are you shipping that thing? Atlantis? Come on.
Shirts. I'm taking it off because it's actually a loss. Okay. So these are like the haunted shirts. You can't make money
Haunted shirts.
on them. You got friends who are pissed about them. Right now, I'll tell you the full story because this isn't true yet. Let's keep going because they're going to continue, and I'm going to. What he's saying right now is completely false.
That is true. Unfortunately, Metallic Fever is right. We didn't get. Chu never got back to her thoughts on DSL xenophobia. Well, she'll be back. Don't worry. We'll get her back in here.
Let's continue.
Or he's giving them out.
It was for his Patreon.
For a Patreon.
As far as I understand, I could be wrong here. So if I'm
Mini F. We're back. Mini F. Miniest of Fs of all time. So mini, you can't even... It's a fun size. That's a fun size F.
wrong, please correct me.
Yeah.
Anyone out there, but for his Patreon, it's you give a certain amount of money. I think maybe it's $40 or $50.
$100.
Then you will get
Rambo at one point.
the shirts.
Yep.
But the problem is he doesn't actually own the shirts.
False.
Completely.
Yeah, he doesn't own the shirts completely, so he's giving them out. Now,
Yes.
False. And this is why they're telling the whole story out of order.
Okay,
I
go
do
ahead.
own the shirts because Howard did get paid for them. You'll find out how in a moment because he's going to talk about it.
Please.
But they're purposely telling this story out of order to make me look bad. And then they try to fix it after the fact, but it doesn't make sense because the story's already told. The damage is already done. When you watch this video, wow.
This is what we call a classic pre-bunk.
Phil stole those shirts and sold them later on for profit. But he didn't own them all. Actually, I did. And you'll find out how in a moment.
I don't know if
Nice pre-bunk. Big ups Wesley H says, so the others were only getting paid through the future merch sales, but John got paid under the impression that was Project 7 money. So why wouldn't the other guys think there wasn't money? Good question. Now, I don't know how much they talked about it or how much John let other people know he got paid for that, but that's absolutely true. If John Rambo tells OJ, yeah, Phil got me my part of the money. If I'm OJ, I'm like, all right, well, can I get my part of the money? So it's just very shady dealings at the very least.
If he finished giving them out, or if he managed to sell all of them, or if he sold them, or whatever the case may be. But when I start hearing about stuff like that, or I see videos of him posting that stuff, naturally, what do you think is going to happen? I'm going to get irritated beyond belief. Now, I don't want to go. I'm not going to go into it because now if I go into what I'm going to go into, it's going to derail everything.
All right, hold on.
So
let's see what the shirt. So okay, hold on. So he's taking shirts that your face is on the shirt.
Yeah.
Yes.
He has to physically look at your face as he packages the shirt.
I did not design the logo. Howard.
That's not the important part.
The pact to have those logos designed.
Phillip, 10 minutes ago, you said you wanted to make sure everyone was on all the shirts, right? Did you forget about that? That was at your request. You wanted to have everyone on the shirts. You were pissed. There was some designs in which everyone's face was not on them. Did we forget about this?
And then mail it as he goes to mail it.
Yeah.
And never for a second thinks, wait a minute, this person paid for a percentage of the shirt.
Yep.
Yes.
And on top of that, the logos, the actual shirts were made by Andre.
Yeah.
He's not getting anything.
The shirts were not made by Andre. They were made by me, financed by me. The logos were made by Andre. That is correct.
That's kind of the most important part, isn't it, right? Who made the shirts? Oh, actually, they're made in a factory in China, okay? They were made by a website known as Teespring, okay? Or Cafe Press, okay? I'm the one who made them. The person that made the most important part was Andre. Okay, got it. Logan K in the house says, remember, it's important to remember that Project 7 was a time where he was underwater financially and hiding it. He is making his money problems theirs. Now, I am not sure exactly the year that the Project 7 shirts happened, but obviously there's there's always financial issues. I don't think this is the worst of it yet, though, because this was 2015. When did the Patreon start? Now, I do have that on the timeline. That's why I created this timeline very professionally. The Patreon began in February of 2015, okay? So, wow. Oh, that's closer than I realized. Let me get my pointer up so you know what I'm talking about here. So 2015 is when the Patreon starts. This is, and then their video came out only 6 months later. Damn. So that was a quick Patreon perk there. But yeah, so he's not in his worst position ever financially yet, but we're working our way there, right? We're working our way there. When do we move again? We moved in 2014. So yeah, you were right. Actually, Logan is more right than I was. He is already making his massive amounts of debt right now. Yeah, I should get Chew on that and see what she thinks of that. She was not impressed with the pulls, that's for sure.
The shirts were not made by Andre. They were made by me, financed by me. The logos were made by Andre. That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
At one point, the shirts were in OJ's house.
Yeah.
And OJ was the one that was packing it and sending it to the people.
There was a point where that maybe we only sold one or two. So I don't want to go nuts with that. But yeah, at one point OJ was actually...
I was going to say, holy shit.
Actually, he had them physically. He had them in his basement for months, and I think at one point Phil just said, throw them out. And we didn't do it. I was like, no, I don't throw them out. Maybe you could just give them away. I was like, give them away like as a prize or something someday, So when he moved, he asked for them back.
Now that's the problem, huh, Phillip? Wanting to throw them away, but all of a sudden you want them back.
That is 1,000,000% false.
Okay.
And in fact, that might actually be the one lie that John tells in this whole video. Because pretty much everything John says is pretty factual, or at least half-truths. In this case, that's a lie.
All right,
and we'll talk about that.
So I got them from John, picked them up, brought them to his house.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really think about it. And then, yeah, here you go. So now he's actually using them as an incentive to give him money or whatever the hell it is, And I'm sure his response will be something like, I don't remember, that you paid, or I don't know. Or you never? Maybe he'll say you never brought it up to me but you shouldn't have to.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you shouldn't have to now.
You really shouldn't have to call him and go, Phil, give me the money from my percentage of the shirt.
Yeah. Now, the way that I look at it for now with this, it's a wash. And this is why it's a wash. Actually, it's not really a wash when I look at it like this, because of what he had told me. And this goes back to what we were talking about before, about him detracting statements, right? So let's rewind before Project 7.
Okay,
go
so
ahead.
now they just told a story
Here's another pre-bunk. He didn't say anything.
of how I essentially stole a bunch of shirts that I didn't own, moved across the country, and started selling them to make profit.
Now, Phillip is making it sound worse because he wants to make sure you understand that they are accusing me of something horrific. They are accusing me of murder here. Did you just hear that? They accuse me of kicking a kitten. That's not at all what they said, okay? But okay.
That's what they just said. I mean, in other words, in a summary, right? I'm not making that up. That's what they're accusing me of.
Okay.
Howard is now going to explain in this same video how he doesn't own the shirts and has no stake to them. I don't understand how people didn't understand this, but maybe it's because he told it out of sequence.
Okay.
He's literally going to explain to you why he has no stake in the shirts anymore. Only he tells it in a very exaggerated way, like he tends to do everything. So
Does anyone else do that, I wonder?
maybe that's why you guys didn't understand. So I'm going to let him finish, and then I'm going to actually tell you the entirety of the story of what really happened with these shirts.
Okay, great.
So
that'll definitely be the true side of the story.
What do? We start playing ST, right? We start buying the cabs. So you and I, and just to throw this information out there, the way this thing started was John and I decided to buy a cab, right? The cab shows up. In the middle of this, right, he comes, Phil shows up, and he's like, yeah, we're at his house, and we're looking at some of his stuff, and I found a Super Turbo board. He has a blue one.
Yeah, oh, cool.
So we're like, oh, I didn't know you had a Super Turbo board and this and that. And he goes, I don't even know if this thing works anymore. So we plug it in. We go to the house. We bring it over to the house. We plug it in. It's dead. Right? So CPS2 has a battery. The battery dies. The board dies.
Okay.
So he goes to me. He's like, man, I can't really do anything with it. You can keep it. If you can fix it, just keep it. Right?
So something you were going to throw away.
So what do? I got a friend of mine that lives in Manchester. Right? He goes, I call him up. I met him online, Bill. And Bill goes, yeah, just come by. I'll revive the board. Right? So I throw him I think it was like 30 or 40 bucks. Right? He goes, revives the boards for me, rewrites the EEPROMs, gets rid of the battery. Board works fine, right? So one day he comes up and we start.
Oh, yeah, standard. That's just standard stuff. Rewriting the E-boards, get the E-plugs. Yeah, that's all standard. I understand that.
Playing ST. I said, I managed to get that board up and running. All right, so when are you going to give it back to me? You just told me you're going to give me the fucking board. What do you mean, give it back to you? What, are you out of your mind? I just paid $40 to revive this, and you think I'm going to give it back to you? Okay. So, and then this is...
You gonna give it back? That's like a Saturday Night Live skit. You gonna give it back? So, you gonna give it back?
And then right after, what happens? The T-shirt thing happens. Yeah. So you know what I say? Fuck it, I ain't giving you shit back. So I'm keeping a board, right, for the T-shirt, for the $300 that you owe me in fucking T-shirts.
Huh?
That's still not an even trade, Phillip. I wonder what you're going to say here. I don't remember this part.
There you go.
Right.
There you go. Okay, time for the real story in the real order that it happened. Okay. So, years ago, we were all playing Super Turbo together, and one day, John and Howard over at my house, I don't remember for what, probably a co-op or something.
Probably some business style. I don't do anything much friend style things with them, so it was for business. Go ahead.
Looking all over my house, don't ask me why, and he finds a Super Turbo board under my bed. It was in a plastic box. A cardboard box. What's a Super Turbo board? He doesn't explain. A Super Turbo board is a game cartridge. Think of when you have a Super Nintendo.
People get it.
You put in a game cartridge.
Oh, God. People understand it. That's why he did not explain it, because people understand it. Oh, God. Well, let me tell you what that means. It's a video game style thing that you play a game with.
So you put in a game cartridge, okay? But it's for an arcade game. A arcade game cartridge is giant. It's huge.
Giant.
It's like this tall, this wide.
Oh my God!
It plugs into a board with fucking transistors and shit all sticking out. That's how you would swap games in arcades. You pop this board off, put a different board on, and now you have a different game playing on that cabinet.
Okay.
Why the hell did I have a Super Turbo board under my bed? Because I was a tournament organizer on the East Coast of the United States in the late 2000s, and I ran a few tournaments where we needed Super Turbo boards for them, and I bought those boards off of eBay and used them in a tournament.
That is true. That is in the SRK forums. He does talk about when he's a very important boy running tournaments. He was never the tournament organizer. He was one of the tournament organizers. And he did talk about buying those boards at one point. But yes, go ahead. And I think some people said, like, you don't have to go crazy, but he still, like, bought way more than they needed just because, you know, he wants to flex, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, yes, he did do that.
Okay? So one day, John and Howard are over my house. Howard's snooping around, finds this board under my bed.
Yeah.
Says, what the hell is this doing here? Are you going to ever use it? I said, nope, probably not. He says, does it work? I said, I don't know. Can I have it? Sure, why not? Take it. I don't care. What do I give a fuck about, right? Take it. It's useless. It's under my bed. I'm not going to run any more Street Fighter tournaments. Go ahead, take it.
Okay, so sounds pretty good to me.
Okay. I don't know anything about him restoring the board.
Well, it's very scummy how he explained that story, right? Look how he explained. I mean, yeah. What do I care? What do I care? Something weird about how he explained that story.
Care. I said, I don't know. Can I have it? Sure, why not? Take it. I don't care. What do I give a fuck about, right? Take it. It's useless. It's under my bed. I'm not going to run any more Street Fighter tournaments. Go ahead, take it.
Okay.
Okay? I don't know anything about him restoring the board or anything till, like, later. We start going over his house. Apparently, the board's restored. He says we can use it. I think we might have played on it a few times on his cabinet. I'm not sure. I don't care. Have the board. I don't care. You're my friend. I'm never going to use it. It's under my bed. Collecting fucking dust bunnies. Take it. Okay? Phil wants it back. No. I don't want to. What do I want the board back for? I don't have a cabinet.
I refuse to believe that Howard's just making that up out of nowhere.
Fuck do I want a Super Turbo board back for? Okay? I'm never going to use it. It's sitting under my bed collecting dust bunnies. You recharge
collecting dust bunnies.
The battery, you're using it in your house on a cabinet. Why would I ask for the board back? I don't remember asking for the board back.
Oh! And the defense rests, Your Honor. I mean, all of us, we say, listen. He starts by saying, why the fuck would I want the board to have? Why would I want that board? It's under my bed collecting dust bunnies. Why the fuck would I want that board? I don't remember asking for the board, actually. That's what we're going with? I actually don't remember asking, but yeah, why would I ask? J-Dog in the house. Hate how Phil always focuses on timeline. Even the sequence of events doesn't change the fact that he behaved like a scumbag. Yes, he's trying to make you discredit the words of others because something is wrong about something they said, even if it is not relevant to the point they are saying. He often does this with troll tips. If they have any incorrect spelling in there, right, that means whatever they say, they're an idiot mouth drooler because they spelled one word wrong. It's very, very common.
If I did, I would think it would have been in a joking manner. But apparently Howard hates my...
If I did? Now we're going that far. I don't remember that. Well, if I did, it would have been joking. We went from, why the fuck would I do that? I don't remember doing that. If I did do it, it was a joke. I didn't know we'd even go that far. So we basically did it then, huh?
If I did, I would think it would have been in a joking manner. But apparently, Howard hates my guts so much that he doesn't understand that. Okay?
Oh, yes, Phillip. Master of context. Understanding of all satire. Definitely.
But I didn't want a Super Turbo board back from this guy. He essentially just had it for free. Okay?
How do you know? You said you don't remember it.
Years later, the Project 7 thing happens.
Oh,
I spent $900 on shirts. He, later on, throws in his $300, says he wants in on the investment.
Yes.
All right? John and OJ have the shirts. They're at OJ's house. John's trying to sell them on his website.
Yeah.
No one's buying them. They sold like 1 or 2 shirts. So when we went to conventions, they would bring the shirts along to the convention. We would sell them at the conventions. We sold a few shirts. What do they never mention? Oh, I paid Howard for the money of the t-shirts at the conventions. Absolutely, I did. We split the money. Split it. Everyone got a cut. Okay? Everyone made their...
Remember, that's what Phillip promised in the beginning. I was on OJ's site, not John's. Doomer Ziggy bringing up the real debunks.
Money on the shirts for what we sold at conventions. Never explained, never elaborated on in this video, right? Never happened. Sure. So, after all our convention runs are done because Project 7's done.
Yeah.
Now we got a fucking thing full of shirts that are worthless. They're sitting in OJ's basement. John says to me, what should we do with these shirts? I said, throw them out. I outright told him this. I said, John, throw them out. We don't want to deal with these.
All this stuff is bullshit. I do believe he probably said throw them out. All of this is fabricated right here. There's no way he said all this, what he's about to say here.
I told him this. I said, John, throw them out.
Right.
We don't want to deal with these ever again. Trust me on this. Throw the shirts out. They're worthless. Okay? Okay. One day before I'm moving out of Connecticut, John comes over to help me pack up for the move. And what does he bring with him? The fucking shirts. He plops them down on my floor. And says, oh, here's your shirts back. I said, what the fuck is this? He goes, it's your shirts. I said, I don't want these. I told you to throw these out like last year, 2 years ago. What are they? Oh, they were just sitting in OJ's basement for years. Oh, why? Okay. So what am I supposed to do with these now? Right?
You had a chance to throw them away. Or...
Now, I don't want them, but they're in with all my moving shit, right? Because he brought
no chance to throw them away then.
them over during my move. Yeah. So guess what happens? I accidentally moved them with my...
Come on. I accidentally moved them. When you move, guys, you are throwing away so much shit. Like, moving is low-key, like, the best way to declutter, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not cost-effective, but it's just true. Right? You realize how little you need when you move, and you just throw it away endlessly. You're throwing away so much fucking shit at that time. It'd be very easy to throw away a box of shirts. You know what I mean? But here I whoopsie. And remember, he's not even picking up those fucking boxes.
I don't want them, but they're in with all my moving shit, right? Because he brought them over during my move. So guess what happens? I accidentally moved them with my shit. I didn't actually mean to, but you're marking like 100 boxes to move and shit. You're putting stickers on it. I'm not thinking. Come to find out.
I'm not thinking. Accidentally got a box of shirts. What did you write on the box? I don't know what's in here. Shit for the trash can. Oops, I chipped it. Big and Really Stinky says, here's the true story. I don't remember. And if I did do it, it was a joke.
I'm not kidding.
Big and Really Stinky.
That box of shirts that I already paid $900 for and I'm never getting my money back for cost me about another $75 to move across the country. Yes. No exaggeration.
Extreme exaggeration?
The company ripped me off that was moving my shit across the country.
That single box... Hold on. Sorry. I want to make sure we get this correctly. One box is $75?
Cost me about shirts. Come to find out, I'm not kidding. That box of shirts that I already paid $900 for and I'm never getting my money back for cost me about another $75 to move across the country. Yeah.
Yeah, moving companies cost $75 a box. Right. I know they're expensive. It's not $700 a box. How big is that fucking box? Is it the size of a bed? Then I can get it. If it's the size of a normal cardboard box, $75, and then you accidentally... How big is this box that you can accidentally include in the shit to move?
No exaggeration. The company ripped me off. I was moving my shit across the country.
There is some overage charges that could happen. J&J makes a good point. I know that. They are sticklers about that, but all right.
And charged me an exorbitant amount of money for boxes. Mm-hmm. And so I ended up paying more money to move them to Washington. Okay?
Okay, I have never pushed this button any harder than I will right now. Here we go.
You have done that yourself.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
So now I'm sitting here in Washington. Now,
line item F, box of accidental shirts, $75. Oh yeah, that checks out. Big ups, Dominic. You are correct, sir. Lies. That's all we're getting today. Nice.
In the meantime, in the interim.
Your Honor, in the interim of that, while my client was suffering through piles of accidental boxes while moving across the country, moving away from friends that completely disrespected him, moving away from those nasty fear mongers and liars that go by the name of Rambo and OJ and Howard. Something else happened in the interim there, Your Honor, and it is thus.
Howard says to me one day, because I'm moving, right? I'm moving across the country. He goes, you know, I still got your Super Turbo board. And just so you know, you never paid me for the $300 for the shirts that never sold, but it was a wash. It's okay. But in exchange for that, I'm going to keep your Super Turbo board because we use it. We got it on my cabinet. We use it. So I'm just going to keep that. And I said, that sounds like a great idea. Now we don't have to worry about, money owed and shit between friends.
That sounds like a great idea.
When I move, you keep the board, I keep the shirts. It's a wash, right?
It's a wash.
There you go. That was what happened.
But you, conveniently, Phillip's story didn't focus on the important point for Howard, which was that Howard said that DSP wanted the board back, right? That part is the crux of the whole argument, which Phillip just is leaving out, saying that it was a joke. Well, I didn't say it. If I did say it, it was a joke, but also I don't remember. So, okay.
It wasn't, he's secretly keeping the board to spite me. He asked me if he could keep it. I said, yes, you can have it. I already gave it to you years ago. You've been using it all along. Why would I want the board back?
Okay.
Like, why would Phil want a fucking Super Turbo board back? I don't have a cabinet. It's a worthless piece for me. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't even make sense to say that I would want it back. And, I really got him. I really poked at him by keeping his board because he owed me money. No, Howard. That never happened. You are so... He has this, like, weird notion in his mind that he's, like, a badass, and he's, like, sticking it to everyone around him who's wronged him and all this. This stuff never happened, man. Never. He's
what? He said you asked for the board back, which is fucked up to do. And then Howard eventually said, all right, fine, keep it for the shirts. But if you ask for the board back, that's a pretty fucked up thing.
In person, Howard is the nicest person you will ever meet. But it seems to me like behind your back, he's probably one of the meanest dudes.
Right.
Like, I can't believe the shit he's saying in this video.
Meanest
That's
dudes.
Blatantly lies.
What a badass dude. We got a
blatantly
badass.
lies. So let's recap one more time.
Oh, please.
I paid $900 for the shirts. He wanted in on them and paid $300 later after I had already financed the shirts. Okay? Then he got paid for all the shirts that had ever sold. So he got his cut of the shirts that sold at conventions and things. He got paid for those.
Okay, we're talking what? $10 for all those? Go ahead.
I wanted the shirts thrown out. They were brought to my house against my will. Okay? I paid $75 more to have the shirts moved across the country, so there's even more money invested in these shirts now. If I don't own them yet, how much more do I have to spend on them? Right?
That's your fault. Go ahead.
Then on top of that, he tells me I'm keeping your Super Turbo board to pay for the shirts. Okay.
After you ask for the board back. He's leaving that part out of his story, which is kind of the most important point.
Okay, keep it. So we're even Steven. Where the fuck does this story come from? Right?
Okay.
I'll tell you where the story comes from. The trolls. Because as guilty...
Oh, shit! It's like the end of a Scooby-Doo episode. Oh, let's see who really is the criminal here. The trolls!
As I always was of buying into the troll shit, they were just as guilty. When I started putting up those shirts...
How did the trolls get in this? How did the trolls enter into this transaction?
On my Patreon, which I own once, twice over.
Once, twice, my Patreon.
The shit out of them at this point, okay?
You what?
Twice over. Paid the shit out of them at this point,
yes. Okay, you keep reminding that, but that's all your fault still.
Trolls start, but you don't own those.
Yes.
Those shirts don't just have your face on them. There's Johnny Howard on it. Don't you feel bad selling those shirts on Patreon, which I wasn't selling them.
Reminder, just because trolls point something out doesn't mean it's not true.
Perks, okay? There weren't actual outright sale. I wasn't selling a t-shirt on the internet, okay?
Patreon is definitely you give money to get something in return. You could consider that selling. Actually, you don't consider that selling. It's what it is. Hoskew says, give me my board back now that it works. Give me my $300 for shirts. Fine, keep the board. True timeline. That is what I believe as well. Right? Give me my board back. Fuck you. Okay, give me my $300 back then. Okay, you can keep the board. That's what I believe as well. And I don't think it was that kind of fuck you. Like I said, I bet it was more, let's say, cordial style friction, let's say. Ooh, that sounds almost erotic. I think it was a more cordial style friction there. It wasn't like, fuck you, give me 300. But I'm saying like, all right, well, how about you give me my 300 back? And then DSP will say, well, you just keep the board then. And I'm guessing that's what it was. You know, a cordial style thing. And he said, fuck you after he hung up. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Howard hangs up the phone and says, kiss motherfucker. That's what I'm imagining. Burdock Root Farmer. Howard was a hot man, dude. Big ups Burdock Root Farmer. Shout outs.
But there you go. Like, oh, don't you think that, you know, that's messed up? No, it's not messed up. It's not. I own the shirts way over the cost of what they should have been to begin with. Okay? And way messed up. No, it's not messed up. It's not. I own the shirts way over the cost of what they should have been to begin with.
Makes sense.
And it's ludicrous. This guy was paid. He's keeping my Super Turbo board. I challenge you now to go look on the internet and find a Super Turbo board. They're not even available anymore. They're collector's items. They go for a ridiculous amount of money, way more than $300.
Okay, so now we're saying how it's actually better. Howard got a better deal, guys.
He has this board in his possession today. Okay. I don't want to hear this bullshit. It's bullshit. It's petty.
It's irrelevant to the story at hand. You can't factor in the future of what happened after the story, but okay.
It's a ridiculous thing. You want to say,
yeah, that's it, Glenn. Exactly. Actually, I'm the victim here. He stole from me.
Project 7.
Oh, yeah. Checking prices and seething. That's a funny thought in eBay. Let me see the Super Turbo board. Fuck you, Howard. Let me check the Super. 300. Oh, my God. This is $600. Fuck you, Howard. You're damn right I wanted that board back. See? I told you. That's why I wanted it back.
Because he was talking shit publicly about he wrote it all. Fact. That's a fact.
What?
Talking shit publicly about he wrote it all. Fact.
What?
That's a fact.
Okay.
Maybe not so many of those words, but that's a fact. Phil did not directly pay us for Project 7. That's a fact, except for Rambo, who got paid even though there was no money. I paid him to basically get a car. It's a fact.
So you paid him under the guise of paying him his portion of Project 7. That is fact as well. I'll say facts too.
Phil sold shirts he didn't fully own.
That's a fact.
Is a bull-faced fucking lie. That is 100% fake. He made it up because...
I'm sorry, but you know I have to do this, right? Oh, get it.
He wanted to rap. Phil sold shirts he didn't fully own. That is a bull-faced fucking lie. That is 100% fake. He made it up because he wanted to razz me. He wanted to get...
Oh, shout out to the first razz. Phillip, how would you describe this story that Howard told? How would you describe it? Let me get the fact checkers on this. Go ahead.
It's false.
What?
No way. Not this time. You created it. Not this time.
What?
No, not this time. It's totally made up. Pure fiction. It's fiction.
Howard!
It's fiction. We made it up. We made this one up. It's a made-up tale. It's a total fabrication. It never happened.
Fuck!
It never happened. This one was invented by a writer.
I trusted you, Howard.
They were upset with the fact that over the years they didn't like me anymore.
Wait, we didn't hear my favorite one yet. Hold on.
Not this time. It never happened. It's false. It never happened. It's a fake. It's fiction. It's an urban legend that never happened.
That's my favorite one. It's an urban legend that never happened. That's my favorite one.
Or they had this built-up resentment. I had a shirt with their faces on it. I owned it.
Look, he sounds so disappointed. It's an urban legend that never happened.
Fully. But he wanted to say, oh, Phil is such a jerk. He owed me money. I didn't owe him shit. Still
Okay.
don't owe you shit. Okay?
Why are you talking to him directly? Why don't you call him?
Fine. This guy, again, why is he in this fucking video? This video was supposed to be the friendship of me and John Rambo. And he has fully interjected himself into this situation as a third.
It seems like he has a lot of skin in the game, actually. What? Why shouldn't he not? Why shouldn't he be here? Actually, I respect the pack. We're here too.
Third party that was barely involved in the issues between me and John Rambo, yet he's the one narrating. He's the one telling the story. Like, what is going on here?
He's telling his story of his part in the story. Okay, interesting. Red Rooster says, even if you bought the shirts, you owe a man if you're selling his face. Yeah, and some people would say that, right? If you want to go, regardless of the fact that Phillip says, well, I paid Howard for his portion of the shirts, right, with that fucking cabinet or whatever. If you're going to resell them again, I mean, you can see why people get pissed off at that. Oh, now you're selling them again. Oh, okay, so you're going to make more money from it. Okay. Cool.
You have no idea when I first watched this video how fucked up it was. I was like, what is this shit? I can't even believe this is on the internet like this. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, he was seething that day.
Anyway, that's the end of Project 7. They're going to move on to other stuff. So,
bingo.
Let's split the part.
Who's easier to believe, a random person or a notorious super liar?
Oh, boy. Okay.
Oh, boy, let's split the part. All right, part. Go into the next part. We're going to skip all the bullshit.
No.
Oh, God, I forgot about that part. We probably won't get to that today. The Scott part.
All right, everyone. No kidding.
It's going to be forever.
Strongly recommend you do that entire...
It's going to take forever. I forgot about that part,
the thing,
too.
Like, you shouldn't have to go to your friend consistently and bring up, like, why did you say this? Please give me the money. Well,
hang on, we're getting the tears ready. We're loading the tears now. Hang on. Loading up the tear ducts. Get them loaded. Want a lot of moisture up there.
The money will me. This isn't fair. You know, it puts you in a terrible position to have to keep doing that, and it's tough.
But then it gets to a point where you just get irritated because the guy don't give a shit about you or anyone else. Ooh. That's what's irritating the most, man.
Ooh. So, again, since I'm addressing things that have been said publicly and giving you my side.
This is a weird cut by Phillip, by the way. There's some stuff missed here. I am at the start of the video here, but let me make sure I didn't miss anything here.
All right, everyone.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Sorry, I missed it. My bad.
High. I'm a little upset about that last part. No kidding, right? Let's
yeah,
continue.
Definitely. You're cooking them.
If you have not watched the first 3 parts, I strongly recommend you do. That entire last part was about Project 7. Now we're past that. We can continue on.
Okay, my bad.
Let's continue on.
It was my fault, not his fault.
That's the thing. Like, you shouldn't have to go to your friend consistently and bring up, like, why did you say this? Please give me.
Yes.
Get irritated because the guy don't give a shit about you or anyone else. That's what's irritating the most, man.
So, again, since I'm addressing things that have been said publicly and giving you my side, some other things that happened over the years, man. I'll get into this quickly. Some things started going down, man. More of him, again, like I said earlier, exaggerating things, putting words in my mouth, whatnot. So there's a situation that goes down where it involves, of all things, Howard, Mario Party.
Okay.
All friendships die with Mario Party. Definitely. That's probably how I'm going to get divorced, honestly. When I steal a star from Chew, oh, mama, I'm scared. Sometimes I don't. I go for the kid stars. That's too dangerous. You cannot steal the stars from your wife. Don't do it. That's my recommendation, guys.
I'm just going to let this entire story play. 100% of this story is true. I am 100% guilty. So I can sit back and relax and shake my head at what a fucking asshole I was. Ready?
Okay.
Mario Party. So people were going out there and saying, you know, because we were doing a lot of co-ops. They're like, we want to see you play Mario Party with John. We want John and Phil to play Mario Party. Please play it. Phil decides he wants to play.
I like how John is so embarrassed to say what's the crux of this issue, right? He's like, all right, then he asks us to play Super Mario Party, and he asks us to please play it or whatever. He wants to kill himself right now in Minecraft.
Co-ops, they're like, we want to see you play Mario Party with John. We want John and Phil to play Mario Party. Please play it. Phil decides he wants to play it with his girlfriend. Which is perfectly fine. I really don't care. It's perfectly cool. And just to put it out there, I have no problem with his girlfriend. I've met her a couple times. She was very nice to me.
There you go.
I got nothing bad to say.
Panda Simps,
cool
rejoice.
To me. Okay.
That's my ex. Been out of the picture for many, many, many years. That's all we got to say about it. Let's continue.
You didn't have to even pause it, but okay, thank you.
Whatever. So, he wants to play with his girl.
That's my ex, by the way. She's been out of the picture for years now. Okay, so just letting you know. Also, I hate her. Just letting you know.
Girlfriend. He makes a video where he says that John doesn't want to play Mario Party.
Oh, Phillip.
John likes gritty, mature type games.
Phillip.
He doesn't want to play that. I'm going to play it with my girlfriend.
Phillip.
It's flat out lie.
Oh.
I was up for playing whatever he wanted to play, especially if people wanted us to play it. And, to prove my statements correct, and to support them, look at the stuff that we did play. So much crazy stuff, all the Kahntext games.
They played plenty of silly games, Phillip. Sounds kind of weird. It's almost like you're lying, huh?
Kung Fu Riders or whatever else, man. Whatever he wanted to do, whatever the people wanted us to do, I would certainly do it.
Oh yeah, I could do a testament to that because you and I played some really shitty games, man.
And it's hard to dispute that. So I draw the line of Mario Party, but
Yeah,
everything else is fine.
Yeah.
Mario Party's a no-go. That's a non-starter, DSP.
So what happens is he says, "Oh, John doesn't want to play that," and this is something that people are asking for. So what happens? The common theme: people get pissed at me.
And I would do anything for you, but not Mario Party. That's in the stage show. I would play any game with you.
Start getting mind going about my business during the day.
You got the idea, but I'll stop.
Hey, I start getting messages, and people are pissy. Oh, it's not mature enough for you, you big nose piece of shit.
Correct.
Maybe not exactly that, but along those lines, man.
Fucked up. That's what he was getting.
And
That's
again,
fucked
I
up.
bring this up to his attention because he wants to talk about how
yes,
you're
please,
supposed to
yes, let's
say
stop.
things that you feel if you're a man and whatnot. So as
I think you guys are trolling. I think you actually do like
I've already given you several examples. Here's another one, and I tell him what's up. He apologizes.
You see how Phillip thought that was fucked up, by the way, when it's just a fucking troll on the internet saying you have a big nose?
Pissy. Going about my business during the day.
Yep.
I start getting messages, and people are pissy. Oh, it's not mature enough for you, you big nose piece of shit.
Yeah. It's a fucking joke he's adding in the moment to try to be funny, but Phillip can't even understand that.
Up to his attention because he wants to talk about how you're supposed to say things that you feel if you're a man and whatnot. So as I've already given you several examples. Here's another one, and I tell him what's up. He apologizes, just like the several times before that, and it starts to click. If someone just keeps saying sorry when they do something, they're not really apologizing, right? If apologizing isn't just words, it's I will not do this thing again.
So again, the timeline is skewed.
Is that what you want to focus on here? Is that what you want to focus on? Again, the timeline is off here, okay?
Okay? Because the way this video was presented was Phil made a video about us on Thanksgiving, right? Phil unfollowed us on Thanksgiving the year before. Phil did something wrong with Project 7. He spoke out of turn saying that I didn't write the series.
Correct.
And he apologized profusely for that. Okay. Phil said that Respect the Pack didn't want money. Okay. Right? Well, I mean, I'm going in the order now that was just discussed in the video. Okay.
What does that matter? Okay, I'm struggling to find the point of this. Go ahead, though.
Now, he says the next situation where there was a real issue between me and Phil was that he lied about Mario Party. Okay?
Yes.
He's right. 100% correct. I lied. I made it up.
No way. We got you. Not a chance. Not this time. It never happened. It never happened. We made this one up. It's fiction. We made up this one. We made it up.
Thank you. Thank you, Jonathan.
All right? I mean, do you want the justification? There is none. My ex wanted to play Mario Party with me, and everyone wanted me to play it with Rambo, but my ex wanted to play it, so we played it. And
she really wore the pants around the house, all right, guys? I mean, whatever she said, that's what happened. Just let you know. Nibbity in the house says, John, extremely good point that an apology is more than just words. DSP's response, the story is out of order. Right. Okay. Very strong defense there. Go ahead.
I lied. That's it. Stupid. Bad. Dumb. You know. And he took the heat for it. He did. He got harassment online that he was the reason why we weren't playing Mario Party together, which is bullshit. Okay? So, this is the second time in our history together that John confronts me about something. You know? He says, why are you saying these things? To which I apologized to him. I said, no, you know, you're right. This is me being stupid, being, again, insecure on the internet, having a face to the public. And
this definitely really happened. It was definitely said.
Second time. First time, I basically said you weren't as big a part of Project 7 as you were. I shouldn't have.
And that was a lie. Next.
Ever made that video. This time, I'm lying about, you know, Mario Party. Okay?
Lie detector test determined that was a lie. I need to get that going too. We need a lot of fucking lie shit here.
So I was friends with John since the mid-2000s up until at this point, that's like 2013. Maybe 2014,
yes.
But I think this is 2013.
Guilty pleasures. He has outright admitted to lies twice now, okay, in this video so far. That's the lies he admitted to. And he's also admitted to saying other people are lying, but he can't confirm or deny it. So, like the board we just heard about. So he said, Howard's lying about this, and then he said, why would I do that? I would never do that. I don't remember doing that. If I did do that, it was a joke. So that's 3 times he's very much been at least mildly untrustworthy. No, 2 times outright untrustworthy. 1 time, well, read between the lines, and the lines are really fucking huge and easy to see.
In the entire time we're friends, there's 2 times that John is mad at me for something.
Yes,
each time he addresses it. I apologize. I admit I did wrong. And we apparently got over it, right? Like, again, did John say, man, that's the last straw, you're a dick, I'm not going to come over and do co-op with you anymore, we're not going to do Smart Guys, we're going to not be friends ever again? No, that didn't happen.
Okay, so who cares?
John
who cares?
Said, man, and we apparently got over it, right? Like, apologize, I admit I did wrong, and we apparently got over it.
Okay.
Right? Like, again, did John say, man, that's the last straw, you're a dick, I'm not going to come over and do co-op with you anymore?
Just because you apologize doesn't mean someone has to accept it or that they moved on.
Not going to do Smart Guys, we're going to not be friends.
Yeah, that's the real thing, George.
No, that didn't happen. Life continued. We buried the hatchet, right?
In your mind, yes.
So he's bringing these up.
Yeah, we got over it. Yeah, maybe you did. What about me? I don't know. John might be saying that. We got over it.
In the video, but we were fine. So how
we were fine.
Is this anything to do with the fact that you ghosted me for 1.5 years and then kept changing your tune when it came to making content with me, but then wouldn't tell anyone on the internet but me?
What?
Making me the
Where's
guy
this coming from? John didn't bring this shit up. It seems like the timeline's wrong here, right?
You have to tell everyone everything you're saying because you won't tell anyone. You're silent on the matter publicly, right?
What?
I don't get it. The whole point here is, you know, he made mistakes and apologizing. If he keeps apologizing, it doesn't make any. It's not truthful. He's just saying it. Okay, but then fine. Then why didn't the relationship end there? What are you talking about? If you didn't trust me then,
that's a good fucking point.
Why did the relationship continue on? And why did we have a friendship for another 2+ years? It doesn't make sense. You know what?
Yes. So this simpleton says if you have any problem with your friend, you can no longer talk with them at all. That's not how friends work. A lot of us have friends that have done something we're not really big fans of or might have been hurt by, but you got to decide if you get over it or not. And if it's, you know, a small thing or, you know, even a medium-sized thing and you're okay with getting over it, you get over it. But that doesn't mean it's a cool thing like, yep, I don't give a fuck. I mean, I'm past that now, so I don't give a fuck about what you did. That's not what happens. Sometimes those things stick with you, right? And when you're wronged enough times and you're listing ways in which you were wronged, you might bring it up. You know what I mean? Like a Rambo did.
You know what I'm saying? These were things that were done and handled, but apparently not. On my end, they were.
It's a good point. And actually, good point, big guy. This is after he moved. So John kind of said his true feelings without saying it directly, which, it would have been better if Rambo was more direct with Phillip, but you know how that goes. Rambo's not a very direct guy. I think we can all agree on that one. So it seems that Rambo did show his feelings about the friendship to Phillip and said, if you want to call, though, I'm ready. But Phillip didn't do it.
We're done and handled, but apparently not. On my end, they were because he told me they were. I can only know as much as he tells me. Again, I'm not psychic. There's another theme in this. I'm not psychic. It's like I was supposed to be psychic and know this and that about this and that when no one said a word to me, right? I'm not a psychic. I didn't know that he was still pissed about that. We talked about it. Apparently, it's done. But now, I can't trust him. Oh, but I was still his friend and still did co-op. I still took a paycheck. We still went on trips. Like, huh?
Still took a paycheck? Trying to flex on that $100 you threw him every day, every Sunday? That 100 that should have been $250? We're still flexing on that? Still took a paycheck? All right. Really cool. Wesley H says, Phil wants 200 chances to mess and be forgiven, but won't give it back to anyone. Yeah, if you make any issue, if you cause any issue with Phillip, you are fucking done. But he wants endless apologies, endless chances to be the good guy. But you got to tell him very directly. Yeah, one Rambo, excuse me. The one Rambo.
I don't get it. That, again, very confusing to me. All right?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Let's continue.
Definitely.
Because I feel bad about it. If you keep doing the thing, it's not actually an apology.
Here we go.
What do you think about that?
No, I agree with you 100%. And it seems as if it's like a common theme.
It was twice so far. Twice.
He wants to do something.
In over a decade-long friendship.
Twice you outright lied about someone. Yes, to the internet. Which at this point is still thousands of people that do care about him. And Rambo's content. So yeah, that is kind of a big deal when you do it twice. And more that you pretend wasn't, but it still was.
Somebody keeps, like I was telling you, man, he falls right victim to it all the time. Somebody keeps prodding him through social media or whatever for X, Y, and Z, and he falls right into the trap.
Just something to make you think here. I don't believe Phillip has... I've never seen him myself use a water bottle in this manner since this very day. But it has been very fucking hot in that place. Now, I know he probably has a few times, but I can't say I remember it. Maybe you guys have, but I don't. Very interesting that this was the one stream we're using the bottle method on.
Yeah.
And it happens every single time. He could have just been up front and said, well, I want to play Mario Party with my girlfriend, and that's it.
But he wants to
yeah, brain swelling, my bad.
Look good.
My bad,
I'll blame it on John.
I'm going to blame it on John.
That big-nosed piece of shit.
I don't know about that.
He did not say that. I'm not saying that. I'm just joking there, but...
Phillip cannot understand any fucking jokes at all. Worst sense of humor of all time. Look at that. That was completely a joke. And I don't know about that.
Look, I'll blame it on John.
I'm going to blame it on John.
That big-nosed piece of shit.
I'm sorry.
This someone works with his fans who have been doxxed, are people with disabilities, are socially inept, or are just lonely.
Yeah. I think he has autism.
Whoa, June. I did not ask for that, June. That was June interjected there. Come on, June, please. June, I didn't need that.
I don't know about that.
He did not say that.
June.
I'm not saying that.
God damn it, June. Rambo, random June out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, Yeah. Oh, here's my scapegoat that I could get out of the situation. Because if I play with her, people are gonna thumb down the video or something, or be mad that John's not there. So he didn't want to play, right?
Yeah.
Let's get into some stuff here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Basically, from when he moved. In the Thanksgiving video that he put out, his timeline is completely fucked.
The one time Rambo is direct is very funny.
In the Thanksgiving video that he put out, his timeline is completely fucked.
Oh!
He talks about how that he put out, his timeline is completely fucked.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. Cause I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my... As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. Cause I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my
What a badass. The timeline's completely fucked.
And the Thanksgiving video that he put out, his timeline is completely fucked. He talks about how we had plans in the fall.
You chose to break the
God
law.
damn it.
Live with the consequences.
Okay.
He was going to move. He moved in June. And John and I had plans in the fall. We were going to start doing stuff. Now, on this same channel that he's saying these things on, there's videos from that time period where he's talking about doing stuff in that summer. So his timeline is screwed, man.
Oh, Rocketman, hold on. Sorry to bring some brevity to this. Does he say Raz? Listen up.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. Cause I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my...
No, there's no Raz. There is no Raz. My mind was about to be blown. Everything I knew was a lie. But there was no Raz. Realize. Yeah, realize. Ice Yamamoto in the house. Remember he did the same thing with Tolomeo? Yep.
Summer.
You chose to follow the law. Live with the consequences.
See, that's the...
So his timeline is screwed, man.
Yeah, but you chose
oh my
to
God.
break the law.
I'm putting a timer
Live
on it.
with the consequences.
Global timer, you asked for this. Where is it? You asked for this by spamming it. There we go. Enjoy it now, because in the summer, this is all gone.
The timeline he's talking about is the newly established timeline. Like, again, okay, I guess I got to go through this quickly. When I moved out here, the whole intention was that within a few weeks, maybe a month, we were going to start doing content together again over the internet. A digital version of our commentary show, Smart Guys, over Skype. And maybe co-op gameplay over the internet like we had done before. He's the one who said no.
He's the one.
Okay? So he's talking about a video from Thanksgiving.
Hold on. Let's hear this one again.
A digital version of our comment weeks. Maybe again.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. I was distracted.
So his timeline is screwed, man.
Okay.
Yeah, but the timeline he's talking about is the newly established timeline. Like
what? It's like we're talking about Legend of Zelda here. The newly established timeline.
Again. Okay, I guess I got to go through this quickly. When I moved out here, the whole intention was that within a few weeks, maybe a month, we were going to start doing content together again over the internet. A digital version of our commentary show, Smart Guys.
Digital version. It's a digital version.
Over Skype. And maybe co-op gameplay over the internet like we had done before. He's the one who said no.
He's the one.
I can't do it.
Yes.
Okay? So he's talking about a video from Thanksgiving of 2015. That's the abridged, or the amended timeline.
We are literally talking about anime right now. This is the amended timeline. No. That's the predetermined. That's the previously established timeline. Oh, okay. Now, is this the amended timeline or the previously established timeline? This is the amended timeline. The abridged timeline. Okay, gotcha. Oh my God. How many timelines we keeping up with? Holy shit.
The amended timeline was he told me we could do stuff in the fall. So that's why I said in the video from 2015, well, the idea was we were going to go out there and play in 2015, right? I'm just giving the amended timeline based on what he told me, so why is this an issue? He's like, oh, here's evidence that Phil's lying in the video. That's not a lie. That's what you changed the timeline to. This is a year and a half later. Of course, I'm going to tell people what the current timeline was, not the original one that got changed. What are you talking about, John?
Oh my God. Okay. Wow. You know, we've all heard our crazy fan theories, but holy shit, what was that? That was about 18 different timelines. So there... Hold on. Yeah, well, this is definitely not canon, I don't think. This is the amended timeline that was abridged, but also extended it for the DVD.
Was he 2015?
Wait, hold on. It's funny enough. Let me hear it again.
There's videos from that time period where he's talking about doing stuff.
Yeah.
In that summer.
Okay, go ahead.
So his timeline is screwed, man.
Okay.
Yeah, but the timeline he's talking about is the newly established timeline. Like, again, Okay, I guess I got to go through this quickly. When I moved out here, the whole intention was that within a few weeks, maybe a month, we were going to start doing content together again over the internet. A digital version of our commentary show, Smart Guys.
Digital
over
version.
Skype. And maybe co-op gameplay over the internet like we had done before.
Okay. That was in the abridged timeline.
He's the one who said, no, I can't do it. Okay? So he's talking about a video from Thanksgiving of 2015. That's the abridged, or the amended timeline.
This is the amended timeline. Okay, this is the amended timeline. We've heard the abridged timeline and the newly established timeline. Now we're in the abridged, the abridged timeline.
The amended timeline was he told me we could do stuff in the fall.
Oh.
So that's why I said in the video from 2015, well, the idea was we were going to go out there and play in 2015.
Okay.
Right? I'm just giving the amended timeline based on what he told me, so why is this an issue? He's like, oh, here's evidence that Phil's lying in the video. That's not a lie. That's what you changed the timeline to. This is a year and a half later. Of course, I'm going to tell people what the current timeline was, not the original one that got changed. What are you talking about, John?
I have no clue what he said there. I have no idea what that means. Oh my God. I might play that on WPIG. It's that good again. The amended timeline of the timeline. All right, 1038. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm not sure if this is filler episodes or the real timeline that is canon, but here we go. Movie Science is talking about the filler episodes in the arc. Oh, okay. And some people get passionate about those, but filler arc, as you know, I learned from Chew that no one cares about the filler arc episodes. You skip right on past those. I've never seen a filler episode of One Piece yet, because Chew gets pissed. She gets very pissed when those come on. Ballpark Frank says, you chose to break the law and live with the consequences. Because Ballpark Franks.
It's not true. There was no plan to wait till the fall or anything like that. Basically, what he said was after he moves in a couple weeks, we'll
this
we'll
is the adult
things.
link.
So he moves in June, things are fine. I actually go there and help them move some stuff out.
Yeah.
And okay, let's get into this. So no, I'm not upset that he moved. Okay.
Yeah. Why would you be?
I'm angry or jealous or something, or I got left behind or something like that. If someone's moving, by the way, I've said this to him. I've said this publicly on the show. Right before he moved, he was on the show with me.
Yeah.
If someone is moving or making a change in their life because they feel it will improve their life, I support that 100%.
As
Just
anyone
like I've
would.
always supported him 100%.
As anyone would.
Or anyone, man. Howie, if you told me you're moving to Iceland tomorrow because it's going to give you a better life, I'm going to be over there helping you pack, dude.
Cool.
You know, how could you feel otherwise?
Uh-huh.
And that's my take on that, man. Have you had friends that moved away? Do you hate them for doing that?
No. Still talk to them and everything else. And
that's the key point. Yep.
I wanted to touch a little bit on that whole moving thing, you know. I was a little upset. I was very upset at the fact that he sent me a text message like last minute.
This is good. I remember this one clearly.
Asking me to do like a co-op.
Okay. He's going to get into this story, which I forgot. I didn't even realize this was next.
Okay, can we not pre-bunk?
The only reason John talked about that in that segment is because I brought it up in that Thanksgiving video that we watched at the very beginning of this. And in that video, I said, I don't know. Maybe he's resentful that I moved. I don't know. I literally say it's all me guessing.
Yeah, Phillip said that maybe they're resentful that they moved. Like any human being on Earth would do that to your friend that's moving to what they think is a better life. Yeah, I think they're resentful I moved. Yeah, right. Definitely.
Hasn't said a word to me about why he won't talk to me anymore.
We're adults at this point, man.
So he's only directly addressing what I suggested and saying it's not true. However, I will direct your attention. I don't have it in this video, and I should have. I will direct your attention to the final podcast that I ever appeared on when I lived
Accusing someone of that is fucked up. That's right. Accusing people of being resentful that you're moving is very fucked up. But all right.
Connecticut. All right. It was a goodbye show. Like there was a segment, Goodbye Phil or whatever. I don't know when the show was. But in that segment, basically we have a really good heartfelt segment that wishes me the best. It's him and OJ and me all talking. OJ's his friend. Who he did the podcast with, and we had a great conversation, and I got off the show, okay? And that was it for me. I started getting messages later that night. People were like, Phil, or not later than, because he didn't do the show live. He did it. He uploaded it to YouTube after the fact. So whenever it went live, I start getting messages from my fans, some of my fans, and actually a couple of my moderators again. And they go, Phil, are you aware that John, when you left the show, said this? I was like, what? What did he say? He's basically made a joke with OJ, his friend, that now OJ's not going to abandon him, is he? And they said, even though
it's a joke,
came off, he spun it as a joke. It was very creepy. And people actually took it as like, even though he didn't outright say it, that it kind of had a nugget of truth in it.
This is very descriptive right now. You can understand how friends would say that as a joke. No one would take that seriously at all.
That he really was sad that you were moving away, and that was his way to kind of say it.
Okay.
And I'm like,
wow.
No, I didn't hear that. I watched it back. I was like, he did say it.
Where was this? Because I'd love to watch it. Where was it? In the video?
The way that it kind of...
In what video?
He's basically made a joke, and actually a couple of the fact. So
I want to see the video.
Messages later that night.
I started getting messages.
People were like, Phil, or not later than, because he didn't do the show live. He did it. He uploaded it to YouTube after the fact.
John Rambo's farewell show.
I started getting messages from my fans, some of my fans, and actually a couple of my moderators again. And they go, Phil, are you aware that John, when you left the show, said this? I was like, what? What did he say? He's basically made a joke with OJ, his friend, that now OJ's not going to abandon him, is he? And they said, even though it came off or he spun it as a joke, it was very creepy.
I'll try to find it.
People actually took it as like, even though he didn't outright say it, that it kind of had a nugget of truth in it, that he really was sad that you were moving away, and that was his way to kind of say it. And I'm like, no, I didn't hear that. I watched it back. I was like, he did say it. He like literally everything on the show up to that point, he's like happy for you. Everything's good. And as soon as I'm off the show, he says to his friend, hey, so you're not abandoning me now, are you?
It's like, a joke? Okay.
Huh? It kind of almost negates the whole segment of the show. All right? So that.
Okay, please, we got to find this. I do want to pause the show to find this now, actually. Let's see. So DSP's goodbye episode. We need to get Doom or Ziggy on this one for sure. Because I don't think they even wrote... Fuck. Where is it? So this would be... Let me see the timeline here. One of a Kind says there's smallest a remark, but I'd love to hear it. I'll find it. I promise I'll find it before the show ends. I don't want to pause it that much to look for it.
That's why I always had this bug in the back of my head wondering, was there resentment that I left Connecticut and there was no more in-person co-op, there was no more traveling for events or anything, right? It all went away when I moved, okay? That's just a guess. He says no. I believe him. I do. But that's why I brought it up in the Thanksgiving video, and that's why he's addressing it here. Now we're going to talk about... Here we go again. Something else with Howard. I don't know why Howard is involved. This is supposed to be a video about me and my relationship with John.
Why is this video supposed to be about him and his relationship with John? They uploaded this video however the fuck they wanted. They just uploaded a video, and it was John and Howard together. How? Because DSP thinks he gets to decide what the video is about.
Right? But here we go. Another Howard segment.
Okay. What does that matter?
And let's do it.
What does that matter?
With him.
Hold on, before we start this, big ups to Len the Deranged. Says, you say you prefer anime with no filler. I have a recommendation. Or what is it, Len the Deranged? You tell me. Wesley H in the house. So people messaging John to tell him what Phil said equals trolls, but fans messaging Phil to repeat what John said is true statements he overthinks. Correct. Yes. If you send messages to John, you are trolls. Fans sending messages to Phillip is true statements. Yes, that is correct. You figured it out. You've broken the puzzle, Wesley H. That's how this is. That's why this whole thing is so ridiculous.
And
ooh, yes, be awesome one. What a king. We have the episode. Now we have to go to that part because it is very important. Okay, so when does DSP leave? Phil joins to talk life, moving in on the future.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, joining the show, he's the king of hate, but not here. Here. He is our lovely friend, Phillip. Ladies and gentlemen, Dark Side Phil's on the show. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
right, that's a different watch.
What happens if I...
What?
Talk to you soon.
Have a good night, Phil. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, fellow friends.
Wow. Emotional moment, or what?
John, you better not ever leave me. I'm
Yeah,
the
see?
only one I have left, John.
See?
I know.
Why can't you just say it that you won't leave me?
Because what happens if I eventually do? Then that will make
Why
me
would
saying
you do
it
it?
a lie.
Why would you do it?
It's a fucking joke, man.
Because you never know what's
Give me a circumstance where you would go away, and I'll see if it's okay or not.
Oh my god.
If...
Oh
I don't know
my
if
god.
Wall.
What, like if
Something
I got
happened? Is something in the works right now?
No, nothing's in the works.
The way you're saying it, though, is like...
Nothing's in the works,
There's something I need to say, but this is not the
I'm
time.
not... No, there's nothing in the works, John.
Okay.
I don't know,
I'm just
what if
saying,
I
I
got-
think you're better off being around me than not. Okay.
I know. I mean, it's just like what if I got fired or something and had to get a new job? I'd have...
Like, let's be real. Rambo's joking. He doesn't always have the best jokes or delivery, but it's clearly a joke. Trying to, add a little bit of laughter to this ending. This is OJ, the guy that was Mario in Project 7.
Have to go...
And is still friends with Rambo. They won that movie award together. They made the video together. They're, to the best of our knowledge, still friends to this day. I don't see why they wouldn't be, but all right.
For the new job was.
You would just go.
Well, I'd have to, or kind of starve.
He's also hole punch. Thank you.
Or have my student loans kill me.
Can you move back in with your parents?
Well,
That'd be fine.
You're talking about our plans to move to Seattle? What, huh? Huh? Yes.
You're moving to Seattle, John?
She really wants me to, and I'm quite happy where I am right now, thank you.
See, there's always more to the story, and I can usually tell what's going on. There is something in the works. And he doesn't tell me this. Why?
See, it's all right. It's kind of cringe.
Is this
but,
true? What I'm saying is true?
It's still a
what
joke.
you're saying is true?
I stumbled
thought
upon
about it,
something.
I don't want to go.
Wow. Well, this is very alarming news. I can't believe that you didn't mention this to me. This is a bombshell that's dropped on my own program.
If something was definite, I would have said something. And we haven't even actually thought of much, except she really wants to go, and I think it's a cool place. But by golly, I have a job here, and I'm not just going to up and leave it.
Wow.
And no, I'm not looking for a new job either.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go blow my brains out now from what I've just heard from OJ.
See, he's trying to find an ending to the show in a funny way. It's just not really working, but you get it.
Disgusted.
Yeah.
But I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. We had a great time. We saw Mega Man.
No, you get the point. So let's see. Let's see the top comments here. It's weird because a lot of Rambo's fans, they didn't, from what I've seen, you guys that were back there in the times, like Be Awesome One and stuff, they don't really like DSP. There's not a lot of... I feel like if you're a DSP fan, they all think positively of Rambo, but the other way is not true, right? Because they don't really talk about DSP in a positive way in these episodes, at least in the later ones when he's on. The few times I've seen when DSP was on the show, 2 or 3 times. But anyways, see, there's no Air Raid Lord. Oh, Air Raid Lord! John, you're a good friend, man. Sorry I couldn't see you last Saturday. I'll see you someday, sir. Have a nice day. What, are you going to show up at his house too? Anyways. Okay, so there we go. There's that. As you can see, it doesn't cancel out this heartfelt moment, let's say they had. Let's just get a second of that.
Yeah, out there?
I'll come the same kind of...
Talk about what is different when it comes to stores and food and stuff out there.
Oh my God, we're talking about the food already.
Compared to the East Coast, because when we went out there in April, there was a lot of difference in just the people, the cultures that were in that area were so...
The cultures? What do you mean? You saw a few Asian people?
Diversified
John,
from what we have over here.
You might be going there, John?
If I can get tickets to some conventions out there, then yeah.
John might be headed there.
That's the cool thing, is that we're 45 minutes away from Seattle, so if we can get...
Phillip is taking this so fucking professionally. It's so cringe. Look at him. That's the thing, guys. Look at him. They're just 2 dudes hanging out. But Phillip is sitting there like he's on fucking CNN.
Tickets, we can literally attend like all the major conventions and goings on that happen in Seattle. So yeah, if OJ, if you and Carol Ann are coming by for convention related stuff, that'd be sweet, and we can meet up and have dinner, hang out. That'd be cool.
That'll be a lot of fun. I'll let you know when we know whether or not we can actually go and which ones we can make.
Sounds good.
All right, man. Thank you, sir. I guess I'll see you in a couple days, Friday.
Yeah, see you Friday.
And
thank you as always for having me on. It is a pleasure. Like I said, I am a fan as well as a friend, and you know, it's a lot of fun just hanging out with you guys and shooting the shit. So you know, whenever you guys want 1/10 of the amount of unique and amazing people that I met in my life if it weren't for Street Fighter.
Very normal style friends shooting the shit, as always. Here we go, back to it. That was the thing that negated all of the friendship talk they had before that. Remember, that was the joke, that Phillip let one person make him believe, negated all the talk before that. Amazing.
With him. And basically, actually, let me retract on that.
Okay.
Basically, I think what ended up happening was I got caught. Like, he sent me a text message, I agreed to it, and I think I got caught in like a jam with something. And I told him, I'm like, dude, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it. You know, I got some stuff going on, and this and that. And basically, he makes me feel like shit. Because he writes back, he goes, well, if you don't show up, it just basically solidifies the fact that we're not friends.
Wow.
And, dude, he made me feel like shit. Like, seriously, like shit.
Yeah.
So what I said was, I was something I had to do with Jasmine. I told Jasmine, I go, listen, I'm just going to go, you know, I'm going to end up going just saying the guy's leaving. And, you know, whatever. So we go, you know, we do our playthrough or whatever, right?
Imagine that. Guilt tripping him into doing something. And Howard said it was with his wife, so who knows, whatever the fuck it could be. Not important. But when it's something you have to do with your wife or whatever she wanted you to do, he said, sorry, Phil, I can't do it. Phillip guilt tripped him into doing it, even though he said Howard wasn't his friend. Really cool.
So he goes ahead after the fact, never sends me a text message. Doesn't call me, doesn't ask me how I'm doing.
From when he moves.
From when he moves. So from that point, I sent him a couple of text messages here and there. And I'm going to go into something, John, because this basically goes in line into what we were talking about.
Yep.
So I sent him text messages, some random ones, you know, Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving, doesn't reply back. So I thought that he changed his number.
Okay, so he moves in June.
Yeah.
You never hear from him again, basically.
So I never hear from him again. So
Okay, well, let's get the debunk ready. Dark Wolf says, way behind, but Mario Party is 4 players. Why not play with Rambo and Panda? I don't think Panda was a fan of that idea, honestly. If that didn't happen, I'm guessing Panda didn't really want that to happen. I am guessing. Retro Jim says, has this ever been a social thing? Has this ever been a social thing Phil understood? Has there ever been a social thing Phil understood? No. And I think this, like, Harleywood's making a good point, and it combines with your point, Retro Jim, so I hope you don't mind. But Harleywood says, DSP really does have a cringe level of professionalism with people, especially with his friends. Just have fun with them, come on. Now, there was a time when Phillip was a more normal human being in front of people and around people, like in the early days. But there's a switch that I don't know when exactly it was, when he just cannot do it. Cannot do it at all. And I don't think he can do it with anybody. I don't think he can do it with Kat. I think he could do it with Leanna, though. That's the weird thing. Like, Leanna could do it, right? He could be normal with Leanna at times. But I think there's no one left anymore, right? And even when he's doing a call with bros, hanging out, you know, there's no social aspect to it. There's no back and forth. There's no banter. I think Leanna was the last one he could be a real human with. And now there's no one. And it's definitely not Kat. You see how they talk to each other. It still seems like professional first date style, you know? Oh, okay, yeah, I can answer that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and I read in your profile, you like games, right? What games do you like? That's how they fucking talk, right? It's just not it's how people interact that like each other. Incorrect Beans is absolutely not normal with Leanna. I argue there is... Oh, he did... Okay, excuse me. I don't want to forget about the ignoring. That wasn't normal. But when they did have some laughs together, right? They could laugh together about some stuff. It was rare, but there are some times you hear it, right? But there was still a lot of ignoring. And he wouldn't pick up on wanting sex, banter, double entendres. Yes, that is correct as well. That is correct as well. So I want to say, I said that incorrectly. It was not normal. However, it was normal for him in that he could laugh together about stuff, right? That's what I mean. I don't mean they're totally normal like normal human beings. That's a step too far.
Let's talk. Again, we already talked about this in this React, all right? I did not have a close personal friendship with Howard.
Then why did you guilt trip him?
The communications I had with Howard were like, hey, are we going to do Project 7? Are we working on that? Or are we going to go to a convention together? Let's convene on that. Let's talk about that.
Let's convene on that.
When we first had started being friendly, he would invite me over to his home to play Super Turbo with everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I think what happened was during the course of Project 7, Howard started to hate me.
Why is that someone you would drunk text at 4 a.m. then? We're not there yet. Don't worry. Oh, fuck. It's 1:36. We might not get there today, sadly.
Okay? He just hated my guts. He was mad that I was making so much money and they didn't make anything on Project 7. He was mad that apparently I owed him money for the shirts. He was mad about a lot of things. I get the feeling there's a lot of resentment there, and he basically was very angry that, you know, I don't know, maybe I had things he didn't have. Who knows? I don't know because he never told me. Okay?
Good assumption there, Phillip. Really cool dude.
Okay. What I noticed...
Maybe he was jealous of all my massive success. I mean, I don't know. These are all ideas I have.
Was a pattern of increasingly bad, negative behavior towards me, starting with the adjournment of Project 7 in late 2012, even though we did continue to travel and do other things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Definitely, one thing I noticed was he basically, like when he was having a get-together for Super Turbo, okay? He used to text me about it and say, Phil, I'm having a get-together for Super Turbo on such and such a date. I hope you can come. Blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, he stopped texting me entirely. Okay? Anything like that. It was John who would contact me and say, hey, Phil, just so you know, we're all going over Howard's on Saturday for Super Turbo. You could come too. And I was like, but he didn't invite me. No, you're invited. Oh, okay. And then I would go over and it would be fine. I would show up. You know, it's not like he was like, what the fuck are you doing here? You know? Apparently I was invited. I don't know. Now in retrospect, I almost wonder if I wasn't.
What? Hold on.
It would be fine. But he didn't going over Howard's on Saturday for Super Turbo. You could come too. And I was like, but he didn't invite me. No, you're invited. Oh, okay. And then I would go over and it would be fine. I would show up.
Phillip's had that experience many times in his life, I think.
You know, it's not like he was like, what the fuck are you doing here? You know, apparently I was invited. I don't know. Now in retrospect,
that's so high school bullshit, though.
I almost wonder if I wasn't. You know, I almost wonder if actually, because now you think back, like I say, hindsight's 20/20. I wonder if he really didn't want me there. Mm-hmm. You know, and it was John who was like, dude, why are you being like this, Howard? Like, dude, he didn't do nothing wrong. What are you talking about? You know. Let him, you know, he's a Super Turbo player. He's renowned. We're going to learn from him when we play with him.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. You hear that? His friend. Hey, Howard, what are you doing? You're not going to invite DSP, the world-renowned Street Fighter Turbo player? Do you understand what he's done? He got 4th place at EVO. He was the top-ranked player in America, you dumb fuck. You need to invite him now. Okay, guys, I definitely will. You're right. He is a legend that I'm very jealous of.
You know,
what the
dude,
fuck?
Why are you being like, I wonder if he really didn't want me there, you know? And it was John who was like, dude, why are you being like this, Howard? Like, dude, he didn't do nothing wrong. What are you talking about? You know, let him, you know, he's a Super Turbo player. He's renowned. We're going to learn from him when we play with him. He's a nice guy. You know, what are you doing? Why are you being like this? Who knows? I don't know. Right? But again, I stopped getting the direct messages.
How dare you not invite the king, John?
And invites from him. It was always like through...
Yeah, you must invite the king.
Again, we did not have direct friendly conversation. Rambo, every week we had friendly interactions and conversations as friends. He was come over to...
For money, yes, that you paid him for. Interactions that he was being paid for, correct. Go ahead.
Do co-op. We'd have that hour, 2 hours before we even started recording to talk about personal shit. Okay?
Right.
I never had that with Howard, ever. Only when we were over at his place to do something, to film, to play Super Turbo, whatever. That's when we had our interactions. Okay.
Interactions. If you're describing your relationship with friends as interactions, I mean, that's the first sign you need to get help, right? So this weekend I'll have 2 scheduled interactions. We'll be playing hockey with one of my friends, so that counts as 1 interaction. And then nighttime, I'll be going to see a movie with another friend, so that's my 2nd interaction of the weekend. Thank you. Interaction of friends. Thank you.
In the end of the time that I was in Connecticut, Howard and other people in the Super Turbo community were going to tournaments and stuff themselves and not inviting me anymore. Like I didn't even know they were going. And then I would hear through John, oh, they're going to the tournament this weekend. I was like, they are? I didn't know anything about it. So essentially, I know what happened.
Look, after you hang out with your friend, whew, what a great interaction. That was a lot of fun. Made a lot of progress. You get the post-stream talk up. Whew, a lot of good progress in that interaction there. I feel like we made some real inroads in connections. That was great.
He really got upset with me over the Project 7 thing. He never said a word. And he became passive-aggressive. Instead of, let's hash it out, he didn't care. He basically saw me maybe as a toxic influence in his life.
Okay.
Who knows?
I got to pay attention. I zoned out for a second. Hang on. Go ahead.
Over the Project 7 thing, he never said a word.
Mm-hmm.
And he became passive-aggressive. Instead of, let's hash it out, he didn't care. He basically saw me maybe as a toxic influence in his life.
Yeah.
Who knows? Now, along these lines, at the same time this is all happening, Howard was infamously known as the guy that when you invite him for something or he says he's going to do something, he cancels. Okay? Not just me saying this. Everyone says this.
Okay.
At this time, I don't know what was going on with this.
Why? Okay. What is this? What the relevancy of this is?
Personal life or whatever. But he would frequently say, yes, I'm going to be there. Yes, I'm going to do that. Yes, I will be involved.
He's
and then
married.
It happens at the last minute. Okay? He had done this to Rambo frequently when Rambo was trying to film Shazman and Hole Punch, where he's like, "Oh, we're gonna do scenes today, cancel." Okay, so this was a running thing. John and I would talk about this all the time.
Okay,
that John was an infamous, or Howard was an infamous canceller.
It's not a big
and we
deal,
didn't know
though.
what was going on. Okay, all you could do is speculate. Maybe it has something to do with his personal life, with his girlfriend, or whatever. Who knows? I don't know. I don't care. I just, if you try to get Howard involved in, there's a 3-player game coming up. Should we invite Howard to play? And John will be like, I don't know, man. You don't know if he's going to show up or not. And you're like, you're right. We don't even know if he's going to show up or not.
We all know, we all know friends like this. Who cares? Okay, what is this relevant to?
I don't know. So do we invite him or not? Okay, so again, now in retrospect, maybe he canceled on me tons because he didn't like me. I don't know. I think that's what it probably was. I'm just speculating. He never told.
Your Honor, avoiding the question, can we get him back on topic, please, Your Honor? He's been on this line for forever. I don't see what this is relevant to the case. Thank you. Okay, Phillip, go ahead. Judge Ted to get on topic.
Told me. Okay? So, after all this time...
Yes, go ahead.
Finally, it's time for me to move. We're mid 2014. And I had told everyone about the final party for weeks on end. I was bringing back people who hadn't been in my place in years, people from the old school days of me playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2 who I hadn't seen in years. This is a big to-do, a big shebang. I wanted everyone there who wanted to hang.
Remember, this is his own party. He said he's doing for himself, by the way. It's a whole shebang. All to-do. Party he's setting up for himself. Go ahead.
Out with me for a final time because it was a way for me to say, hey, come on over. We're going to party. I'll pay for it. We'll have food. We'll have booze. We'll have games. We'll have a great old time. Okay?
You're trying to flex on paying for things at a party you set up. Just want to make sure that's out there. Go ahead. I'll pay, guys. Yeah, come to my house. You know what? I'll pay. Pretty cool.
Was there recording during that? Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely there was.
Oh, you damn right there was.
Was it meant to be, this is a giant co-op gameplay event? No.
Who cares?
Not. That was not what it was supposed to be. Now, Howard here references 2 completely different events as one. He's saying there was a final...
It wasn't meant to be that, guys. It wasn't meant to be about that. Oh, that makes sense.
Co-op event or whatever. But then he's talking about like the final party, he's going away forever or whatever. They're 2 completely different events. Okay? But he's referencing them as one. I don't know how he got them confused.
Irrelevant.
Apparently he did. Okay? So, we were supposed to have 2 events. One was going to be a final co-op where Howard and John were going to come back and we were going to do co-op gameplay along with our friend Joe of the Mario and Sonic Olympic Games playthrough. This was agreed to weeks in advance. This was not supposed to be my go-away party. Okay, it wasn't. This is agreed to, like, this is going to happen. One of the big playthrough, final big co-op shebang or whatever. Okay.
Co-op shebang.
So he agrees to it.
There's no girls there. We can't she-bang. We got a he-bang.
All right. Now John says, I don't know, Phil. I don't know about this. He does this all the time. He says,
who cares?
He's not going to show up. Last minute, within 24 hours of this event supposed to be happening, all right, he tries to cancel. Does he have, like, now, by the way, it's fully known I'm moving. This is it. This is...
Oh, my God. He's going to try to justify this.
The last thing we will be involved...
He's going to try to justify it.
...in together. This is the last hurrah, the goodbye.
He's going to try to justify it.
Phil, thanks for everything. Have a good life in Washington. We'll, hopefully we'll talk or whatever when you move or whatever. So, fine. Okay. He tries to cancel. He texts me and says,
he tries to cancel. He tries to cancel. Can you believe this guy? He tries to cancel on my party. He tried to cancel on my party?
I got caught up with something I'm doing with my girlfriend. I can't come. I was like,
yeah?
Dude, I knew this was going to happen.
So what?
I texted him and I said, Howard, now this is me paraphrasing. I don't have the text anymore. It's basically, Howard, I'm going to be honest with you. All right?
I'm laying down the fucking law and putting my foot down.
I don't know if you got a problem with me or not. I don't understand what's going on. I definitely have noticed a change in attitude towards me.
Oh, what a bitch boy.
All right? I don't know. It's a personal issue with you on your side. If I did something wrong, I have no idea. I wish I knew. Okay? But this is literally the last time that you can spend with me.
Guilt trip.
We may never...
Oh my God. The phrasing on this, the phrasing. This is the last chance you have to hang out with me before I move. You understand that, right?
The last time that you can spend with me before...
The last time you can spend with me. I feel like most human beings in that situation would say, the last chance we have to spend time together. Phillip says, the last chance you have to see me. What?
Literally, the last time that you can spend with me before I move. We may never even see each other in person again. I mean, John and I have plans to do cooperative shit. We don't. So this is it.
You're going to call John about those plans, right, Phillip? Just want to be clear.
This is like the goodbye celebration for us to do his final cool playthrough. It'll last in history forever. For you to cancel like this last minute, it's not like, ahead of time he said, no, he can't do it.
24 hours in advance.
Within the 24 hours of it happening.
Do you know what last minute means?
Saying he can't come, I get the feeling that there's an issue here. I said, so what you're essentially saying is...
Last minute is the morning of when you're waiting for him to come over, right? And he asked him 48 hours in advance. So... there is a time when last minute is applicable, when it's actually not the last minute. That would be the morning of, I would say. Maybe even mid-morning. Let's say the party starts at 1 and you say about 10 a.m. I can't come. Now, that's a little bit last minute feeling. But the day before, man.
Whatever this thing is that you're doing with your girlfriend, I don't know if it's important or not. If it's important, fine. Tell me that. Say this is a really important event. I need to be with it with my girl or whatever. If that's what it is. That's what you're telling me here. Okay. I'll accept it. But if this is just you dodging me, like, think about how messed up that is. Like,
oh my God.
This is you essentially saying you don't value all the years of friendship that we've had anymore. Even if you don't even like me anymore, just to show up for one last time.
Even if you don't like the game, please tip to show you support me. Jesus Christ. The guilt tripping is off the charts.
To say goodbye. Like, you wouldn't even give him that? You know what I mean? Is it a guilt trip?
Yes,
Fuck
correct.
yeah, it is.
Oh, you got that right, brother. And this is how long the text was? Right. Well, he does write long texts, though. You know that. So I kind of believe that, actually.
Fuck yes, it is. I guilt tripped him. Because I couldn't believe that someone who I supposedly was friendly with all these years, we've done all this work together, We had all these fun times together outside of the work, as Super Turbo players, as Street
Who
Fighter
cares?
players, as friends, I thought. Okay? I thought that this would have been something meaningful to him.
Yes.
This is the last chance you will ever see me.
He said it again. Yes, I did emotionally manipulate my friend. That is correct. Fuck yeah.
Been something meaningful to him. This is the last chance you will ever see me, possibly. And you're telling me you can't show up within 24 hours of when you said you would already be here because you have to do something with your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Don't you think
that's what I'm saying, bitch.
She'll understand to say my friend's moving away permanently.
Oh,
I'd like to do this with. So here it is. Howard,
we don't know the deal about what they were doing, but God, I hope it was something important. I mean, that'd be funny. Actually, her parents died, so yeah, I can't really come to your gameplay stream, buddy. Jesus. And that's not like some girlfriend of a few months. They were together a long time, and I believe they are married now. Now, I don't know if it's the same person, but I know Howard is married now based on his YouTube channel, and it's his long-term girlfriend at this time as well. So it's not like the same thing as the second date situation. You know what I'm saying? But all right.
Permanently, I'd like to do this with. So here it is. Howard didn't want to say no because he thought that
there's a renowned guy I have to see. Do you understand this? Please understand. This is a Fallout situation. We have a code Fallout 4 situation. I cannot go to the funeral.
I would then probably publicly say to my audience, Howard doesn't want to come. He didn't want to deal with the repercussions of that, right? He didn't. So he lied. He said he wanted to come till the very last minute, and then he felt, I'm just going to cancel on him again like I always do.
This is you're assuming this. Okay, go ahead. Howard described it as getting in a jam, and it was his girlfriend's thing, so he had to go to her and say, he really wants me to go, I'm going to go.
And I called him out on his bullshit for once. And I said, no, you're lying. You don't have anything to do with your girl. You don't. I know it. I know you're full of it. So it's that simple. You're
really cool
lying
friend.
to me. I'm not dumb. So.
Oh, well. Explaining this to a live stream that's where you're trying to make yourself look better is pretty dumb, but go ahead.
If you ever cherished our friendship, you'll actually come and say goodbye, or else don't come, in which case I know that you don't like me anymore.
Ultimatum style.
Okay? He showed up. We did the playthrough. He said no complaints when he showed up, right? Nothing. Again, this guy is like, it seems...
Because he realizes the kind of person he's dealing with. And it's easier if you don't say anything and just get you out of their fucking life than dealing with it.
To me, like, this guy is behind the scenes of anything. He will talk shit about you. He will fucking do whatever. But when it comes to being presented with the person you have a problem with or the issue, there's nothing, right? I couldn't believe it, man.
Okay.
I really couldn't believe the way he was behaving near the end there. It was out of control.
It was out of control to cancel a party the day before. That was a going away party for him. Robert Williams says, Craig emails also took 24 hours. Oh, God, can you? Yeah. That's a snaking these days. His timeline is picked up. Dominic says, passive-aggressive, low self-esteem, overly dependent, emotionally manipulative, victim-oriented. It's all on display here. Yeah, this is wild. You kind of forget, because I guess when it happens, there's so many things that come at once, right? Like, you remember the big moments, but now watching this back, this is the second time I've seen this, I watched it when it came out, but you forget the little stuff, and this is one of them. Howard's YouTube channel, I believe, is Howard Showcases.
So
I'll find
he's
it.
presenting it to me as a plain lie. Oh, I'll make it. I'll come. Last minute. Oh, I can't come. You're lying. Oh, I'll make it. I'll come.
This is after Phillip took his medication and thought it was working, but then at the last second he realized it wasn't working.
Make it. I'll come. Last minute. Oh, I can't come.
Shoot, the medicine didn't work in the end.
You're lying. You didn't want to come to begin with, or else like, why did you lie to me for the whole time? I would have just told everyone, no, Howard isn't coming. Big deal. I would have been sad because I like the guy. I like the fact he's funny as hell. I like the fact that he adds something to a room. with
Stupid thing doesn't work.
I like the fact that he adds something to a room with his comedy, with his personality. He gameplay is funny too. I mean, look at that last playthrough we did together. It was hilarious. He did funny things with John dancing around the room and shit. It was funny as shit.
He adds something to a room. That's why I guilt tripped him into coming my going away party, even though he wasn't my friend.
But it's pretty messed up that he acted like that and basically was passive aggressive to me for about 2 years since Project 7 ended, increasingly more and more and more. All right, and you know, now he's a hard ass, right? Oh, I demanded that I keep his Super Turbo board to pay for the shirts. That didn't happen. Oh.
You know, oh my God! So Clinkerton Legs just sent me a live meme, and I will play it for you here. Ready?
Walks like she toss and she toss like she walks.
Shebang, shebang.
Oh,
the
baby.
speed, the speed at which that happened, amazing.
Walks like she toss and she toss like she walks.
Shebang, shebang.
Oh, baby.
The speed! Holy shit! The speed! You must have been typing up a storm. 2 quick ones. I knew you're getting there on the perfect line.
No, I couldn't go to his final gathering ever, and he didn't understand. No, Howard, you lied to me.
There he
You
is.
said
Big ups,
you were
Clinkerton
coming,
Legs.
and then you canceled last minute for something arbitrary. It's the last time you're ever going to see me. If I'm your friend, you would come. You know, it's ridiculous. Anyone who's a friend of...
Oh, stop. I'm not looking for any more memes in that area, you know.
With someone would say, what is he talking about here? He can't go to the last time he's ever going to see this guy ever? Maybe in life?
It
Can't make
happens.
it. Oh, okay. Well, your car exploded, right? Your house burned down, or, you know, someone's in the hospital.
Or your girlfriend has a very important thing that she needs you to go to?
Oh, no, I got caught up. I got to do something with my girl. Oh. That's like teenager shit. That's like, you know.
No, yeah, definitely. I would argue it's the exact opposite.
That's shit that you tell someone you don't care about them at all. That's some dumb shit excuse you make. You know?
How about guilt tripping someone to make them come to your goodbye party? What's that? What age group would you say people that do that generally are? Teenage or adult?
The dog ate my fucking homework. Oh, my girl said something. What are you talking about, man? I'm not stupid. I'm not born yesterday. And it really pissed me off. So
I guilt tripped his ass.
That was lastly the last real interaction that I had with Howard. He came, we did the co-op playthrough, great, done, over with. Okay? So I move across the country, all right? And let's see. Was I actively talking with Howard via text before I moved? No, he was already treating me badly. He didn't want to talk no more. He wasn't telling me about gatherings. He tried to cancel on our last meeting ever. So am I going to be talking with the guy friendly constantly via anything, text calls? Of course not.
You guilt tripped him into coming to your party, and now you want to not be friends with him anymore? Oh my God.
This is the last guy who wants to
You cannot win
with me. He made that clear with his actions, you know. I figured it out. So he claims, oh, I was texting him. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He was group texting me. You know, when you group all your friends together, oh, happy holidays, everyone. And there's group text. He was directly texting me about anything at all.
That's not good enough, Howard. I need direct texts. Not group text, direct text. That sounds like teenage shit to me, Phillip, but maybe I'm confused.
Only just like arbitrary group text for holidays and things like that. It was not just him. There was tons of people who I had who was doing that kind of stuff from back home. He was only one of many. I didn't respond to any of them. It wasn't like, oh, I was ghosting Howard and purposely not responding to that stuff. It was...
Oh my God, man.
You can tell when someone's being real with you and someone's completely faking.
Oh, you can definitely tell.
And he was just doing it to save face. To say, oh, I don't have a problem with Phil. Look, he's on the group text that I sent out, everybody. But he wasn't talking with me otherwise. I wasn't talking with him. So that relationship is done. The relationship, again, that I had was with Rambo. We had planned. We were talking. We were friendly. We were going to do content together. Right?
So why did you care about him not coming to your party then?
So... the whole thing here with Howard makes no sense. Yet again, he keeps taking control of this video. He keeps acting like all this stuff is about him. It was never about him, ever. It never. The issue was never with Howard. It was with Rambo ghosting me. That was the issue. I wasn't desperately trying to reach out to Howard and I couldn't get a good anything out of him. It wasn't the case at all. Okay?
It did, though. It's just you described it in a different way. You clearly did send him a message saying, how dare you not come? You just admitted to that. So I'm still believing Howard here since you just confirmed everything he said. So, and then you said he didn't text him, but he did. So I'm confused. It's getting tough here.
I believe they're about to get into the thing that I warned you guys about at the beginning. I said, there's a segment coming up that is incredibly personally hurtful to me. All right? I think I'm just going to let this play for a long time. We got the segment, they're going to talk, there's going to be a video, I'm going to talk, then they're going to talk. I'm going to let it go. And then at the end, I'm going to pause. I don't even know how I'm going to react. I don't. I've seen this a million times, and I still don't know how I'm going to react to this.
You got the water bottle ready. You know how you're going to react.
Segment. I hope I don't punch a hole in my wall. I hope I don't cry. You know,
not strong enough.
It's fucked up beyond belief. This next part, really. Like, I can't believe it that it exists. Okay, of all the things you can say about me, this is the one that's the tipping point for me. Okay, I'm just gonna let it roll. Let's do it, guys. And like I said, I don't think I'm gonna have much to say. Let's just go.
Right. All right, my friends. That will do it for this episode of this show. I'll redirect you to the pre-stream. We'll play a quick song, and then we'll start the pre-stream. Hope you enjoyed the show. I'm learning a lot. Hope you are as well. It's been fun. The parts continue growing. We're going to be to part 20 by this time this thing is done. But you're all fucking legends, all right? Be back very quickly. The slideshow has just started. I'll play a song. Be back with you in just a moment. See ya.